Okay. Let us continue from where we left off. We're going to resume our paused game. We have played exactly 8 hours. That was kind of interesting. We paused the 8-hour mark on floor 14. Okay. Not 100% sure how I hit 30-some-odd hours on that other save file. I have to assume that, I let the system idle for a while. Okay, let's do some FP build up here, since we got initiative. Because we are going to be getting into harder floors, and I would like to get a decent amount of FP going. You can actually see how hard the floors are becoming from the fact that, you know, people like Mag and Gray are smacking the crap out of these enemies, and they're not going down. Like, they are not dying quickly. They are taking their sweet time to die. Potentially a little bit less surprising for my message up in the streaming. Oh. Thank you. Okay. Let's see if we can finally get rid of someone. Hey, Wonder Girl. Yeah, not having that message up should be good. One thing I do intend to do is I'm actually going to probably change that that screen to be just like a branded screen that says I'll be streaming soon. Instead of just sitting on the game and watching it kind of cycle through. Probably have like a smaller thing in the lower right-hand corner, something like that, that shows the demo looping through. That way it's a little bit more obvious to me when I don't have it set up right. So I'll probably be looking into that sometime in the near future. I hear you. Okay. So we'll look at that. I'm actually actively looking at ways that I can improve the channel in that kind of regard. Do you have... Oh, hey! Gray does have a revival skill. It's the very last revival skill he has. Interesting. Gray's almost fully upgraded. I didn't realize that. That's good to know. But yeah, I definitely want to get, I want to get some FP back. And also probably I'm going to use some healing items. That way we can kind of get our health back in order here. Because we still got plenty of dungeon to go to finish this dungeon. This dungeon's not ending anytime soon. Probably going to be spending about a third of our stream today just finishing this dungeon up. And then after this dungeon, we're going to be going to the actual end of the storyline. So I've said that earlier, but there's only 4 dungeons in the actual storyline before you go to the end of the storyline, which kind of changes all the rules. Can you leave Mag alone? You're kind of being irritating about this. So we'll be going to that next, which is going to kind of change things up. And I very much expect that we will be we'll be completely done with the game. Or not done with the game, but done with the storyline by the end of this stream. We'll have one more stream, very likely tomorrow, where we'll delve into the final dungeon. And depending on how long things take, it'll decide if the final dungeon gets finished tomorrow. Because it's going to be a lot more of this, just a lot more floors. Oh, you jerk. Okay. Let's see, who goes... Oh, God, they did... Okay, so this was not an initiative, just so you know. This wasn't an initiative. They're just faster than us this turn. Oh, dear. Okay, Gray, you wanna just deal with this, please? So partly that's because I skipped like 3 floors of enemies, but also we are reaching that point in the game where enemies get to start doing some really unfortunate things. So that does happen. But it'll be fine, not a big deal. What are you trying to give me? A Manaolin? I think a Manaolin would be reasonable to accept. Anything I just want to get rid of. So a lot of these items that you see me holding on to, a lot of these might want to heal. Yeah, we're probably going to heal. But a lot of these items that we're holding on to, one of the reasons that we're holding on to them is because I'm going to use them in the final dungeon. That's what I want them for. Or not the post-game dungeon, but the actual final dungeon of the storyline. Linear is I'm going to have Linear do probably a group heal on the next major fight here. I forget, did I have her skip? Okay, we're going to have her skip Welcome Home. There we go. Major first aid. So this is a pretty useful skill. Full heal for one target. I'm probably going to... We're going to skip Pure Spell too. So let's get some experience. I'm not sure about handsome sounding. Yeah, it definitely could be a very easy game over there. I mentioned this, you know, a couple of, probably a number of streams ago, probably like 3 streams ago, that, I think I even mentioned in the first stream, but an enemy that, or an enemy group later on in the game that gets the jump on you can very easily just be the end of your playthrough. Hey, Bagalb. Let's just do some serious first aid. Everybody get back to probably close to full health. But yeah, once we reach kind of this point in the game, you know, enemies have always been hitting hard, but now their stats are starting to pick up. So now they start to do some good work. Admittedly, one of the reasons why we took so much damage, or we had so much trouble is because, you know, they got the jump on us. But also, I've been picking up a lot of items that are not healing items recently. Which I don't regret. That's completely fine. I mean, we've gotten some good stuff out of them. We did get an accessory that any damage that an enemy does to us is done back to that enemy. Now, there's a 20% chance that that accessory breaks doing that. Oh yeah, Linear's getting kind of beat up, which is kind of expected by this point in the game. But honestly, that's everybody. Mag was at 10% health last fight. Trying to do a little bit more melee attack so I can get some of this FP back, so we can kind of more quickly and safely move through the dungeon on the next couple of floors. You know, we're only on floor, what, 17? 14. We're only on floor 14. This dungeon I think we're expecting it to be 19 floors. So we still have a number of floors to go. I think I'm just going to go ahead and dive punch this one. Honestly, I don't think XP would help us that much. Just the, I mean, number one, you gotta remember is that I skipped, like, I forget how many floors we just blitzed through. But I skipped something like, I don't know, 5 floors worth of enemies. 21 or 23 floors for this one, are you sure? Because the last one was 16 floors. Let's see, what level are these guys? So, I wanted to call them Vice. So Mag is level 43 right now. These enemies are level 48. So, kind of talking right now about how much, or why these enemies are faster than I am. It's because they are 5 levels higher than I am. That's also why we're not currently killing them in 1 hit. Or 2 hits. And that's because I, you know, very much skipped several floors worth of fights. which is my own fault. I was trying to speed up the stream last stream and actually get some progress going, but I allowed that to happen, and so that's why we're having so much trouble. It's because these enemies out-level me by 5 levels. And you remember, like, what we've seen, when enemies are on level with me, they get some work done. When they're 5 levels higher than me, they do this. So it's not going to be a problem, though. I'll just do some, I'll do more combat over the course of the next couple of floors. Get some of those levels back. We'll level up pretty quick. And now that FP is not as stupidly low as it was, you know, 5 minutes ago. I mean, I say that, it sounds silly, but literally I filled my FP up in 5 minutes. And that makes a kind of a tremendous difference. Linear, can you not go? Linear. Linear, if you had gotten one shot right just now, I would have been so upset. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have Mag defend real quick. By the way, yes, that was Mag puts its guard up. We're going to teach Linear Major First Aid. Major First Aid is a full heal. Congratulations, Linear. You used your TP effectively. And Linear's fully healed. We have revival items now. And also, Gray is very close to learning the stand-up skill. So Gray does actually get a revival ability. It's a terrible revival ability, but... Oh yeah, I forgot about microphages. Yep, actual pictures of band-aids. That's what Linear's healing spells look like. Dropping frames? I mean, the connection to Twitch is still not good, but I haven't dropped a single frame, but the bit rate has gotten bad. So, and I have no control over that at this point. I don't know what's causing it. My ISP came out here and let me know that, hey, you know, your internet lines are good, your signal's good. So, you know, there's kind of nothing I can do at this point, because it's not my computer, it's not my internet. So, there's nothing else on my side I can do. My bitrate is holding steady according to Twitch. I'm looking at Twitch's output, and they're saying that my bitrate's holding, and OBS says I'm not dropping any frames. So I could not tell you. Found a fine glass. Do I care? I don't think I care. Let's move on. So, I mean, what my ISP said is that, you know, my levels are fine. However, it seems like, that's nice. It seems like some of the wiring in the area is getting a little bit old, so they're going to be bringing bucket trucks out to fix wiring. And, they've put me on the list for wiring fixes. So, it's not a problem during good weather, but if the weather turns sour for whatever reason, that could cause problems. And one of the big issues right now is that we're in hurricane season. So, weather is going to be sour. We're also in we're reaching New Orleans summer, and in New Orleans summer, we typically have 3 to 5 o'clock afternoon storms, and that is sour weather. Hey, Linear hits level 39, so Linear is 9 levels behind our opponents. Yeah, so that thing is what Big Al was just talking about. So now that we know there's one on the floor... we'll kind of keep an eye out for that. That's annoying. Not a problem, just annoying. Is it here? Nope. Yeah, we have sweltering heat too. You know, 100% humidity, 98-degree weather. This is a really large floor. Do I want to drop something for a red viper? Sure. Oh yeah, it's not pleasant. I can tell you that much. We deal with it, but back when I was in creative writing class a number of years ago, one of my classes, or not one of my classes, one of my assignments was to describe a location as if it was a character. And the idea was that, you know, by writing, my classmates should very much understand the location I'm talking about implicitly because of my description. And I was in Colorado at the time. You know, Colorado, everybody thinks of as, you know, snow and mountains. But the problem is that if you are on the eastern side of the Rocky Mountains, because of a climate system whose name I can't remember, and my geography professor would be very upset at me about that. Because of the way the Rocky Mountains block incoming air from the Pacific Ocean, the eastern side of the Rocky Mountains are a high desert. So, Colorado Springs, Denver, and all of those other areas, it's literally considered to be desert. Rain and snow and such are not common. But, so, you know, Colorado, where I was, you know, you might have, what, 10, 15% humidity. We had a huge drought when I was growing up that lasted forever. But, you know, it does get up to 80, 90 degrees during the summer in Colorado, which surprises everyone I know. But no one really understands that it's dry heat, and dry heat's very different from wet heat. So, my assignment, I described New Orleans, and one of the big things that happens in New Orleans is that, you know, especially during the height of the day, you don't go out. You know, people typically don't go places during, you know, around noon. They huddle up. You go from one air-conditioned space to another. So you go to your car, which is air-conditioned, and then as soon as you get out of your car, you immediately go into the building, which is also air-conditioned. You don't stay outside, typically. You know, the heat stroke does happen. And so the entire assignment was me just kind of describing this concept of, yeah, no, you don't go outside. You stay inside. You pretend the outside is a foreign country and it doesn't exist. There are absolutely good days. Like today was actually reasonable. I was walking Rose earlier today, and you know, it was fairly pleasant. There was a decent breeze, so it was probably like mid 80s is my guess, with a pleasant breeze. So it wasn't bad at all. Nope, don't want it. So that was kind of enjoyable. So we do get days like that, but there will also be, you know, the extremely oppressive heats. That's why it always amused me in, hi, friend. It always amused me in Golden Sun, where there's a area that you go into later on in the game. There's a desert. In fact, I think the last time I streamed Golden Sun, we did go through this area, but there's a desert that you go through, and the desert is actually described by several characters as evil, and that the desert actively tries to kill you with its heat. And characters talking, you know, I knew it'd be hot, but I didn't know it'd be this hot, and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, you know, hi, New Orleans. Like, I think we went to Disney World in the summer a number of years back. And everybody says don't go to Disney World in the summer, but we did. And it actually was not as bad in Disney World standing in lines in Disney World heat as it was down here at the time. So it's like, okay, this is a vacation. That being said, the warmth of the weather down here doesn't compare against the warmth of the people, so it tends to be worth it. See, the problem with me is that, so partly because of, you know, partially because of my weight, I am overweight, which is partly a problem. but partially because of my weight, I don't deal with heat well. So I would prefer to live in a place that has moderate summers and harsh winters than a place that has moderate winters and harsh summers. I would prefer harsh winters. I actually prefer the cold. Let's just do a... let's do a serious first aid. Get everybody back. We're catching up. Come to Michigan? So, I mean, the problem with going somewhere else, I've thought about it, because also I live right outside New Orleans, and because I'm right outside New Orleans, cost of living is fairly high down here. So I've thought about it, because, you know, one of the things that I want to do as I, gradually get rid of the debt that I have. The debt that I have is not much. I have my car, which, you know, I'm through all of the interest on it. I've paid it. The left side, my left ear really enjoys this music. Are you guys also only hearing this on the left side? Or is that just my headphones giving out? Any sound issues for you guys right now? Well, I wait to see if people are actually having sound issues, so I have to see if I have to get up and go look. Nope, you guys have both sides? Okay. Is my headset finally going out? My headset might finally be going out. Cool. I mean, I've been using this headset for a very long time, so I'm not 100% surprised. But yeah, so, I mean, I'm getting rid of debt. My car is like, I forget where I'm at. I'm 100% paid off on interest, 30% paid off on the car itself. If I move the cable, I just unplug the cable and replug the cable in. I've been using these headphones for like 3 or 4 years now, so, you're only hearing the left side too? Okay. Might not be me then. Iron clogs. I think, is that gray? Yeah. Done. Okay, if you're only hearing from the left side as well, let me go check, especially because now that happened. Let me go check the cables. I'll be right back. Okay, looks like we're getting sound on both sides again. Now I gotta fix my controller. Hey! Yep, it's an old Dreamcast, and I think the wires are going bad. We got Pheromone Bomb, I don't care. Ancient Light. How much do I care about Ancient Light? I think I care about Ancient Light. Racist effects on enemy. Raise status, abnormal status. I like it. Yeah, my, I haven't made as much money as I would. God damn it, really? I haven't made as much money as I wish I had. So I'm still paying off debt, but now I'm starting to look at, okay, what can I what can I save up for? What's the next plan? Because I have a car. All my bills are paid. So the next plan is to probably start looking at, you know, a house or something like that. And the big, of course, it's another. But the next plan is probably kind of look and go, okay, what can I do for like a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom with like a living room and a kitchen sort of thing that I could pay for myself? And that's fairly doable, but anywhere in the New Orleans area, you know, that sort of house is going to be like $80,000. But elsewhere, if I look, you know, the further away I get from these major metropolitan areas, the more that could be a thing. And if I were to, you know, start looking at going outside of the Louisiana area, if I would start to go a little bit north, go towards, you know, the middle of the country and things like that, that could be a doable thing. But on the flip side of that, that means leaving my family behind. And I'm not 100% sure I'm willing to do that just yet. I might be. I mean, depending on where I go. Let's see. Let's do that. Depending on where I go, you know, I wouldn't necessarily be too far away. And if I go north, you know, the further north I go, the better the summers are, the better the winters are. So definitely a thing I could be looking into. Darn it. Linear. I needed you to kill them. Yeah, it just depends on where you are. I definitely don't need 10 acres. You know, a half an acre would be fine. But, you know, it's definitely something I want to look into. So looking around going, okay, if I go to, I mean, when I say, you know, 80K, 80K is on the north shore of Lake Pontchartrain, which is across the, you know, 45-minute bridge across Lake Pontchartrain from New Orleans. It's not even in the New Orleans area necessarily. It's over there. Now, if things were a little bit, if things were perhaps a little bit different, and we were talking about, they were talking a little bit different, I had, like, a roommate or, you know, a significant other that I was in the house with, it would definitely be a little bit different. If it wasn't just me kind of soloing the price tag, we would be having a much different conversation. But as it is, it'd probably be just me, you know, soloing that price tag. Yeah, unfortunately, no one in my family really has that 100% paid off house. At least not in a, you know, not in a house that I could live in. I currently live in the same house as my mom and, you know, and one of my sisters, and we each pay about 1/3 of the rent. But my mom is the one who owns the house. Everything's under her. And that's one of the reasons why I'd like to get my own place, because it frees her up. You know, my sister has more space. And if I was to pay about the same amount of rent anyways, it would be absolutely fine. So that's something I'm saving up for. So I have looked and kind of thought, okay, where would I go? And definitely looking north has, you know, has definitely been something I've considered. But, you know, kind of the further I go away from family, the less interested I am in the concept. We can say no to Maneolin. It's not all that useful. Okay, what do we got in here? Quick muscle. Man, I really like all the quick stuff I'm getting. Those are really nice drops to be seeing right now. And a hits booster. Okay, so that's an accuracy booster for Mag. The problem is Mag's accuracy is really reasonable. He doesn't miss. Ow. So, while a nice drop, it's not what I want. Glitzy gear. Okay, that's actually something I do want, however. Let's go ahead and drop jungle boots. And glitzy gear is for linear? No, Gray can use it, but I don't want him to. And Mag can use it, but I don't want him to. Okay. Ow. Of course you happen to put that right before the next floor. What jerks. Hi, Monster Zoo. Holy crap.